Hey all, my name is Kurt and I'm here with Trenton. Welcome to SLB Basement Bourbon Bar, and today, Trenton...
You got me.
Yes, sir.
I'm a little bit worried.
I'm wearing the apron that your mom gave me, embroidered with SLB Basement Bourbon Bar.
For those of you who don't know, eons ago, we first started with cocktails. When he puts an apron on, that means we're going to be doing a cocktail video.
Yes.
And there's no bourbon on the bar either.
Yeah, that's a problem because it's been a while. It's been a while. I can't remember what's the last. I think our summer cocktails was last year.
It's been,
yeah,
or earlier this year.
And so I thought I had everything on the bar top, and all of a sudden I'm looking, and as we starting the video, I don't have any bourbon here.
Well, that's my fault. So
why not?
I always like to push the envelope a little bit. I think you know that about me. And since you came to me and you were like, hey, we're gonna do cocktails. I was like, well, what am I gonna do? Because I'm not as big of a cocktail person as you are.
Yeah.
So I figured, what better way to kind of mix both of what we have, I don't want to say expertise in, but what we both enjoy, than mixing some cocktails with the 2020 Old Forester birthday bourbon.
No, we're not. Oh, no, we're not. That's the only Old Forester birthday bourbon I have.
Well, I feel like the note, and this is a 10-year, so I feel like the notes in this would pair really nicely with what you have planned.
Yeah, we have whiskey sours today, varieties of whiskey sours. So we're gonna mix.
You got the banana notes in here. What more could you want?
Absolutely not, dude.
What was your?
Absolutely not. That Granddad that you have, Old Granddad.
Oh, this?
Yeah, the one you have way down there. That was my choice for today.
Boring.
Boring. What's wrong with this kid? I don't know what is wrong with you, dude. Now, here's what we're going to do today, bud. Okay, you ready?
Yep.
We're going to do whiskey sours. We're going to do a basic whiskey sour. Then we're going to do a New York sour.
What's that?
Yeah. It's an actual sour with red wine floated on the top.
Do you like red wine?
No, not so much. But I do like port.
Okay, I like port.
So I've got port.
Okay.
And as always, when you're mixing cocktails at home, you mix in the way you like them. So it calls for a red wine, but I don't really like red wine that much, so I do like port.
Okay.
So we're going to go with port. Lastly, I'm going to save that as a surprise. The last one is my current favorite whiskey sour.
All right, let's see what you got.
All right. So the first was just your basic whiskey sour, Trenton. I'm going to start out with 3/4 ounces of simple syrup. Now, as you can see, and I'm already cutting you off at the pass because I'm sure you said something smart to say, that this isn't your basic simple syrup.
Okay.
Right? I know it's coming, right? You're going to say something.
You can see it, the wheel
I can see it turning. You can see a little bit, it's got a little color to it. Me personally, this is actually Liber & Co. gum syrup. Now, you can make these absolutely with the basic simple syrup, but I love the gum syrup. It just adds a really nice silkiness to the cocktail. So
it's like regular simple syrup with like a Hubba Bubba in it. You like infuse Hubba Bubba in it?
No.
What's the gum part?
That's for another time and day. Okay.
Oh, you have more plans?
You can actually make your own gum syrup too.
Oh,
it's gum Arabic, stuff like that. But that's a whole nother conversation.
Okay.
All we need to know today is that I am using Liber & Co. gum syrup. Please feel free to use your basic simple syrup as well. All right?
Hey, you're the cocktail expert.
Going on to lemon juice. 3/4 ounces of lemon juice, Trenton. Now,
is this freshly squeezed? I hope
it's always best to use freshly squeezed lemon juice, correct. However, just a little tip. If you have a home bar or just mixing some cocktails at home, you're not always going to have fresh citrus, right? So what I always do down here at the bar, and Trenton does too, we can get those little glass jars of organic lemon or lime juice, and I always have one of those on hand just in case we don't have the real McCoy.
Yeah, and that's a good in between. Like I've gotten the lemon and the lime juice that come in the little plastic things that actually look like a lemon and a lime.
Oh yeah.
And they're terrible. I've gone to people's houses where they've mixed cocktails for parties and stuff, and I'm really appreciative that they're doing that. But you can definitely tell that they're not using good citrus.
It's bad.
So I feel like the organic's a good in between.
It is for sure. Bourbon, Trenton, I'm going to go with this Old Granddad. I just like a high rye mash bill. And this provides that. I'm just not a big fan personally. Again, it's your choice. But like a Buffalo Trace, something like that with a low rye, it's more caramely, toffee. I like a high rye with the orangey notes and things of that nature. So that's why I'm using the Old Granddad today. That's all the ingredients. Pretty simple, right, bud? That's all the ingredients of this whiskey sour. So we're going to give it a quick shake and then a pour. Here's another trick of mine. If I'm mixing this for myself, I'm not going to turn around and pour over fresh ice. I'm just doing one of these numbers right here.
Thought you were an expert.
Old shaken up, my friend. What do you think of that?
I would have preferred a clear block of ice or like a sphere.
Hey,
but hey,
you know what,
in a pinch, this isn't bad.
Here's the thing. Look at this. Forgive me, Trenton. Forgive me. I got to get that off there. It bothers me.
Okay.
Now, Trent brings up a good point. You can mix this and pour this and serve this any way you feel good about it. Actually, pouring it over a nice block of ice would be pretty cool. It would look very nice.
I was giving you some trash there, but I do like in a whiskey sour. I like when the ice is a little bit more crushed. That's a preference of mine.
There you go. Yeah. See that, bud?
You were tinkering back here for a while. I wasn't sure what you were doing. That took you that long?
Got a little spiff garnish. I got a little lemon peel with a Luxardo cherry pinned together. Wait for it.
That took that from like a C- to an A.
That's what I'm talking about. Look at that. All right, Trent said at the beginning of the show he wants to taste all these at the end. Am I right, Trenton?
Yep.
So we're going to move on to the next one real quick. All right, next one, New York Sour.
Okay.
This is somewhat new to me too as well, but the specs is exactly the same, except for adding roughly about an ounce of port as a float.
Cool.
We're going to try our best to do that. Okay?
I'm going to judge you really.
I know you are.
Tough critic on this one.
Well, you probably, yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all.
So if you had to recommend a bourbon to folks that aren't fans of high rye bourbons,
sure,
for like a mixer, what would be something that you recommend?
You know, honestly, I use a lot. I use Old Forester 100 a lot.
That's a good one
as a mixer. I really do. I don't prefer bourbons per se that are less than 100 proof for mixing.
Okay.
I just don't feel personally that it stands up to cocktails very well. Again, all choice, all personal choice. So for me, like a Buffalo Trace, even though it has those beautiful caramely toffee flavors we talked about before, to me, the lower proof stuff just doesn't stand up that well
I can see
in
that.
a cocktail. So I use Old Forester 100 quite a bit too, as well, cocktails. Just for these, though, I prefer the higher rye mash bill. All right, Trent, we put the 3/4 ounces of the simple syrup in. We put the 3/4 ounce of lemon juice in, and now I'm going to put the 2 ounces of the bourbon in. We're going to give this one a shake, pal.
Cool. Well, I have the ice over here.
Yes, you do, sir. Got to keep you on your toes.
I know. I tend to slack off a bit.
Yes, you do. Once again, I'm going to do this my way. So we're gonna dump. Ready? There you have it. All right. Now, port. I got some right here.
Do you have like a preferred port that you use?
What is that one called? Bin 27?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure, yeah, because it's about, what, $22, $23?
It's pretty cheap.
And it's pretty good.
Yeah.
So especially for mixing cocktails and things that's that nature, that's usually what I use. It's about 1 ounce of a float. I'll be honest with you, Trenton, I've never done this before.
This ought to be interesting.
As you can tell, I'm lollygagging just a bit.
Just
and you know what? I think I'm gonna just send it. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my glasses on too, so I can see this one pretty good. So it's roughly gonna be about an ounce, and do the best you can.
Wow.
To float.
I feel like that was
I don't know, bro. I don't know, bro, but I think that went pretty well.
I thought that was like 7/8. You were a little bit off, but I'll give it to you.
That looks cool, doesn't it?
That does look cool.
That looks neat. All right, let's put that aside. I'm really dying to try that because
I'm dying to learn about whatever fancy surprise you got for everybody. I'm worried. You have a bottle on there I've never seen.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Well, here we go. Here's my current absolute favorite. All right, now, as you notice with the first two, we did not use an egg white. A lot of times, Trenton, with a whiskey sour, you'll use an egg white or substitute for an egg white to get the foam. You get the nice foam on top. Me personally, I just think it's a waste when you're pouring it with ice. You just kind of lose the foam. It's just a waste. So I only use an egg white if I'm serving it up in a coupe.
Okay.
Which is what we're going to do here. I'm glad we had 2 eggs because we had a little mishap with the first one.
I don't want to say it was entirely my fault, but I did break an egg all over the place down here while we were prepping.
Yes, we did. All right, I got some new bottles up here, Trenton. This particular recipe I found. I didn't come up with this. I found it on Food and Wine. I don't know.
Like a magazine?
No, it was online, but it was just, Food and Wine. I don't know. So it doesn't really have a name. All it said was Rye Maletti Sour.
Okay.
So maybe we can name it too.
What the heck's a Maletti?
Maletti is an Amaro. Now, this particular one, as you know, I've been looking for this for a little while. We finally found it, your mom and I, in Arizona. So what an Amaro is this particular Amaro, all of them are different. All right, Campari's an Amaro, right?
Oh, I love Campari.
Aperol's an Amaro. So it's going to lend a little bit of bitterness. This one, as you can see, is darker. This one's really going to lend a beautiful chocolatey, almost caramel note to it, but some real nice spices in there too. It's delicious, really. I could actually drink a little bit of it as like a cordial or something like that. It's really, really good.
Well, if you got bitter and rye, I mean, sign me up.
Yeah,
that's that's a recipe for success right there.
So, since the original recipe called for a rye whiskey, I'm going to use the Wild Turkey 101 rye.
Good choice
too. So, as far as the specs of the cocktail, it's exactly the same, pretty close. So we're going to use a half ounce. Half ounce. That's what changes. So this is a half ounce of the simple syrup. In my case, I'm using the gum syrup. The reason why it's a half ounce is because this is going to lend some sweetness too.
Okay.
So you want to dial that down so your balance of your cocktail is still there. We're going to pour the 3/4 ounce of lemon juice.
I feel like we might get a couple comments about this. You can also use like Rittenhouse is a good rye
Absolutely.
mixer.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's relatively the same price. So if you can't find Wild Turkey, want to run 101 rye, or you're not a huge fan, try out Rittenhouse. That's a good substitute.
Yeah, the rye of your choice.
Or Old Forester 100 rye. That's also good.
Now this changes too a little bit, Trent. This is 1.5 ounces, not 2. So 1.5 ounces of your preferred rye whiskey.
Okay.
But also we're going to add 3/4 ounce of this Maletti Amaro.
Okay.
And
How much does that run?
And this is going to change your life, dude.
Okay.
It's that good. I don't remember. Honey, you remember how much this was? I don't remember. Do you?
She's looking
That'd
like...
be a big no.
No, yeah, I don't know, dude. I'm sorry, I don't know. They're usually $30-40.
Okay,
like
not too bad.
Yeah, it's been a little while since we picked
I'm very
them up.
price conscious, you know.
Now, I didn't want to be fumbling around during the show, so I have an egg white ready to go.
Gross.
Yeah, you're going to say that. So we're going to put the egg white right in there.
It like plopped in there.
It sure did. Should be about 1/2 ounce of egg white or a substitute. You know what I need to do, pal? My apologies. Let's do this here first. This is 1, 2. I need to dry shake it first.
Oh, that's right.
So when you have an egg white or a substitute, you need to dry shake to emulsify that egg with the rest of the ingredients in your cocktail. So I'm just going to grab this tin, give it a quick dry shake, make sure we're good. All right. That's what's going to give you your nice foam. All right, now we're ready to put it in our tin with the ice. I knew you were looking, and as soon as he was looking, I realized we didn't have a coupe. Thank you, sir.
I got you, bro.
Thank you, sir. I have a chilled cocktail coupe. In order to be super fancy, I'm going to double strain this.
Wow.
Yeah, you know it.
Kind of looks like milk.
It's got a real nice silkiness. Not only from the egg white Trenton, but also from the Amaro. Real nice creaminess to that Amaro.
You can see it kind of separate a little bit. That's crazy.
Yeah, well, give it a little time, you get that nice foamy head on the top of your cocktail.
We are going to clear this stuff off, and we're going to try all 3 in a row and see which one wins.
Yeah, good idea. We got a little bit of a mess here.
You made a mess.
All right, we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Now, sir, it's going to be up to you because I want you to be the official taster. You want to start this way or that way?
I'll let that. It's got to get like the foam or whatever. We'll start. Right. We'll do this. We'll start with this one.
All right, just your basic whiskey sour.
I could drink like 10 of those.
I know. Very good. Very simple. Again, for everybody out there, 2 ounces bourbon, your choice. 3/4 ounce lemon juice, 3/4 ounce simple syrup. Very easy. Super simple.
You're putting me in a tough spot here because I want to eat the cherry, but it's surrounded by this inedible lemon peel. Do you expect me to eat the lemon peel?
I had to make it a little tough on you. A little bit.
Yeah. That's too much. What is this? Is a port
That's
one?
The New York sour.
So
now, it's the same. Everything's 2 ounces bourbon, 3/4 ounce lemon, 3/4 ounce simple syrup, but with approximately an ounce float of red wine or your choice, which for me was port.
That's whiny. Do you like that?
Where's your, get yourself a bar spoon, bub. What I would do, personally,
Like mix
just
it
incorporate it. Yeah. And what I would do too, once you try the cocktail, because this is a first for us, once you try the cocktail, you feel it's too whiny for you, then you just put a little bit less in it next time.
Okay. When you mix it, the citrus kind of balances out the wine a little bit more.
Right.
So I do like this. It's like nice and dark, like kind of rich.
Yeah.
Rich tasting. I would still go with the OG whiskey sour personally.
That's all right.
But
now, wrap your head around that one.
I'm worried about this one. Anything with an egg white in it. It's almost like chocolatey.
That's what I'm saying. That Amaro is beautiful. Maletti. It lends a whole nother depth of flavor to the whiskey sour. Am I right? You still get a little bit of that tartness. You know, it's balanced with the little bit of simple syrup. And again, it was half-ounce simple syrup because the Maletti is a little bit sweet too. But that's why they kicked it up actually using a rye whiskey, in my opinion.
Oh, okay.
So it's going to add to the sharpness because you're adding quite a bit of sweetness there with that chocolatey note of the Maletti. But does it not to you? To me, it just adds a marvelous depth of flavor.
It's very creamy. I might prefer it without the egg white in it.
Good point. Trent makes a good point because some would prefer it without the egg white.
I feel like I gotta get through that top layer of foam crap to get to the actual the liquid.
Yummy.
Yeah, this would be my absolute go-to. Like
that's the one.
That's good.
Yeah.
But this is just
all right. I gotta try this too.
That's solid.
Oh yeah, I like that. With
it's better. It was way more winey when it was not incorporated.
See that. Yeah, I could see that.
But that's good like that.
Yeah. Hey, that's all we got for you today. I hope you enjoyed it. 3 variations of whiskey sours. It's our first cocktail video in a long time, so it makes me very happy. Tune in next week, next Wednesday, right? We'll have another one, another cocktail video. Oh, right. Yeah. Don't miss the 3rd week of the month. We're going to do something that's going to surprise everybody. That's a fact.
I'm scared.
As always, we ask you to please drink responsibly. And we'll see you next time right down here with Trent and I in the good old basement bourbon bar. See you later.